Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Are you ready?
It's showtime, everybody! Showtime!
It's awesome!
You serious, Clark?
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Welcome to the fucking show.
Welcome, one and all, to another episode of Magnificent. I have a very special guest with me today. It has been so long since I've seen her. She is an event planner, specializing definitely in weddings, and she can definitely add on to that. And I like to call her the Christmas Queen, and she'll also explain more about that. It's Miss, or may I say Mrs. Erica Bibeau. Erica, what's happening, girlie? It's been too long.
I know, way too long. I was like, I haven't seen you in like a year and a half.
I know. I'm like, holy crap. Yeah, you're like, I haven't seen your cat. And first thing that happens is she comes through the door and starts just...
Went for the cat.
Yep, went straight for the cat.
I love cats.
Just went straight for the cat, and I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Hey, the cat went straight for me too. She was like, she knew I wanted to see her.
I guess so. Yeah. And I mean, I was too busy, finishing up the intro. Speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen, the new Magnificent intro has arrived, as well as you'll get a taste of the outro as well. So enjoy those. Hopefully it was entertaining. Let me know what you think. Go on the Instagram page or Facebook page and give me a little message, or let me know what you guys thought of the intro and the outro. Just go on Magnificent Podcast, or email me at magnificentpodcast@gmail.com, and I would love to hear from you. So and give as much feedback as possible. But Erica, it's your time to shine.
Alrighty.
The Christmas Queen.
Yes. So they say.
Yeah. But before we get into the Q&A, it is now time, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time to play the joke of the episode. Alrighty. Now, figured since it's Christmas time, might as well do a little something. What do you call someone who doesn't believe in Santa Claus?
A non-believer?
Agnostic.
I agree. Agnostic.
Yeah. So, now, since we're talking about Christmas, you are the Christmas Queen. You are the woman that absolutely loves everything Grinch.
Yes. If you are my friend or in my life and you see Grinch, you are thinking of me. Guarantee it. Because I love it.
Yeah. And I will be posting on the Facebook and Instagram pages of her Grinch room. Now, how many rooms are covered with Christmas?
Every single room in my house is covered. So all the kids' bedrooms, my bedroom, both bathrooms, the family room, kitchen, living room, and basement.
And outside?
And outside.
Oh.
And my car.
And your car?
Yes.
Is like Christmas your favorite holiday?
Oh,
or
yes.
Something?
Yep.
It's not Thanksgiving or Halloween or
Halloween's
anything?
a close second.
Okay.
Yes.
But Christmas is your top
that is
favorite.
That is what I love to do.
Now, what about Christmas is like the best part or best holiday that you would say?
Being with family. I feel like families come together, and I'm all about family. So that's what I look forward to.
Right. And so anything else like the pretty lights or just being
Oh no, I love
joyous or
just joyous Christmas songs, looking at Christmas lights, drinking hot cocoa, and watching Christmas movies, making Christmas cookies.
so it's just the whole
thing,
the whole
everything.
kit and caboodle.
Yes.
Nice. So what would you say is your favorite part of Christmas morning or Christmas Day?
Watching my kids' faces as they open their presents.
All of them, all four of them.
All 4 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you have a little age gap there. You got a junior high boy and a high school boy, and then you have 2 that are in elementary, correct?
Yes.
So you got 2 that are totally different.
Yes.
One's, still believe, and then the other 2 are like, nah,
Right.
bah humbug.
Yes, and it totally takes like the fun out of Christmas when they get older because you just like look forward to like moving the elves and Santa coming and going and seeing Santa. So I like that there's this big age gap because I got a couple more years
Right.
where I can enjoy it.
Right. You're like, yes, I can keep going with the festivities and everything.
Yeah.
So, what would you say is your favorite room of the house?
My Grinch room.
Your Grinch room.
Yes.
Now, how long have you accumulated all those different decorations?
Well, it's been about 4 years since I started it, and then it just every year I just keep getting more, and then my friends bring me more, and just like this year I got like 20 new items from people either bringing it, dropping it off like, hey, I saw this, thought of you, got it for you. And then there's me. If I go to Hobby Lobby, I probably own every Grinch thing in Hobby Lobby.
Now, are there things to where you're like, yep, have that, have that, have that, have
Oh, yeah.
that?
Yes, it looks, my family room looks like a Hobby Lobby aisle, but just decorated very nice.
Right. Oh man. Now, this year you were telling me back and forth over text that you didn't get to decorate the outside like Clark Griswold.
Yeah, I didn't. It's disappointing.
Of course, you and Ladders, just like Clark Griswold, do not agree with each other.
No,
So
they do not. And I have like specific instructions from doctors to not climb ladders. So that is why my house is just, mediocre at best outside right now.
right. Now, did your husband like help out with the outside?
He actually went up and did the gutters this year because if he didn't, I was going to. And he's like, you can't do that.
like clean out the gutters?
No, he
or-
went up and put all the lights on the gutters.
Oh, okay. You don't put any on the roof?
If I could, I would, but no, not this year.
But if he could,
Oh, he won't.
Why
He is
not?
the real life Grinch. Okay, I'm Mrs. Claus and he's the Grinch. he don't like to do nothing for Christmas.
why?
I have no idea.
Huh.
But he loves my Christmas decorations. He just doesn't like
Putting him up
Putting
and
him up.
taking him down.
I don't know. The only
He
thing
doesn't like the effort. He doesn't like to put in
Yes,
the effort. He
perfect.
more likes to admire the work, but you got to put the work in to do it. So
Yeah.
that makes sense.
He was like gaming the other day and I would like walk down there and I'm like, why'd you put all the Grinch lights back on? He was, where people can see the background. I don't know what the word is. And streaming. So they could
yeah,
streaming
yeah.
so they could see it. And I was like, oh, I caught you. You like my Grinch room. Caught you red-handed.
Right. He's like, I got to get the background. So, yeah, I mean, as of right now, got the lights lit for you. I got the Christmas tree,
Love it.
I got the whole decor here for you to
And
get
your
all.
light over there is green, like the Grinch, my favorite.
Yep. So, Kroger.
The green
Got that
bulb.
at Kroger. Just a good old green light bulb. Got to add that to your Grinch room.
Yeah, I used to have a red and green one on the lights above the fireplace, but just
W-
never went.
Burnt out.
Yeah, and I just
Gotcha.
never replaced it.
Right. So you're an event planner.
Yes.
That is your day job, technically, besides being a mom.
Yeah. So I haven't done anything this past year because I've just been recovering.
Right.
But yeah, I miss it. I love it. But if anyone needs anything, they just call me and I'm there. But
Right. And you've stood up in weddings as well as ran those same weddings. Now,
Mhm.
how many weddings total would you say you've done that to where you've event planned as well as stood up in the wedding?
14.
Holy crap.
And I do not. I highly advise against it.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's completely chaotic and exhausting. And by the time you can actually enjoy it with everybody else, you're just like, I'm done. I'm ready to go home.
Right. So when is usually that time, like to where like it's mid reception? Or
I would say like 9:00, because
Ooh.
my days were starting at like 4 a.m. for that. So when I'm standing in them, usually the girls get together around 7 or 8. So I usually have to get my car full of all the centerpieces and chair covers, anything that we have, decorations. And I start at like 4 a.m. and then I take it out to the venue, drop it off, and then go to the salon, get my hair and makeup done. And then they go and do fun stuff. And then I'm going back to the hall, setting everything up. So it's not fun.
Oof.
And then it's hard when when you do these events and then you're in a wedding and you know the importance of like timing, and then the brides are just taking so long for pictures or they're just screwing around drinking. You're like, you have to get to the hall because the hall is waiting, food is cooked and ready, and you're going to be feeding your guests like lukewarm food at that point, a lot of them.
Yeah. Now, what made you want to do that? Like stand up and be the event planner at the same time?
Well, actually, it started with every single one of them just asked me to be their bridesmaid or maid of honor, and then it turning into they actually see the cost of weddings and everything, and they're like, "Hey, think you want to do this for me? Give me that best friend discount?" So I'm like, "Okay, sure," because I love to do it. I'd love to help my friends, but it is a lot of work.
Right. Interesting. And the fact that, you stand up in the wedding and, it's all, oh, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful wedding. And you're just like, all right. And cue the groomsmen.
That's just how I am. It's like I'm standing in the wedding and I'm just thinking this should be starting right now. What's this DJ's doing?
Right.
Oh my gosh, the photo booth doesn't have this. And, missing desserts. All these things crossing my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the groom and the bride are just having a grand old time.
And that's all that matters at the end of the day, is that they have no idea. And usually that it is, you worry for months and months, and when it's there, it just goes so fast. You just don't realize, most of them don't even realize when things do go wrong.
Right. Interesting. Yeah. And of course you get the bridezillas.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah. If you're a bridezilla, fuck you.
They are.
Nobody likes you. I don't care if it's your day or not. Fuck you.
Well, some of them really, truly do have a reason to become that. Like they're usually really, really calm and fun to work with. And it's the family members that make them be that bridezilla come the day of it. Because you can have like this super chill, calm bride, and then the day of it, she's just like, whoa, who are you? What happened? And then sometimes you could be dealing with a bridezilla in the process of it. And then come the day, she's completely calm. And you're like, wow, okay, I was expecting today to go a lot worse. But
you know what helps bridezillas? Whiskey.
I do not. I disagree with that. I'm like, please do not drink right now. Please wait till after you said your speeches, then go for it. Have fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have a mimosa or two.
Oh, yeah. The mimosa would be good, too.
Yes.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, give me an example. Like, give me an example of, like, the sweet, innocent bride turning into Frankenstein's monster. Like, how does that happen? Like, give me an example. Do you have a story on hand that you can really remember?
Well, going back to the drinking point, is I had the sweetest bride. She was just so cute. And the groomsmen, they went out on the golf course for the day. And I kind of knew they're going to come back probably drunk, but they were just a different level drunk. Two of the groomsmen couldn't even stand up. So she was, understandably upset. Well, then while they were doing their vows, the groomsmen threw up in the bush, like in front of everybody. And I was like, oh my God. And there's nothing you can do, and you're just like, you're just waiting for the fallout that's going to happen as soon as they walk back down the aisle. And all hell broke loose. She was like throwing like everything in the room at them. You're not coming back out there. Everyone was just like arguing.
The bride was throwing
at
stuff at the groomsmen?
Yeah, she threw stuff. She was like, yeah.
All right, now that's a good story. That's not even Bridezilla. That's just like
That's what I was saying. She was the sweetest little thing, and then she had a good reason to turn into that bridezilla.
that's I wouldn't even say that's Bridezilla. That's like her just going off the rails because Idiot 1 and Dumbass 2.
Oh, it just set like the tone of the night though,
Yeah.
because
I
she
mean,
was just
granted-
hell bent the rest of the
granted.
night.
Here's the thing. Granted, have I been drunk while standing up in a wedding? Absolutely. It was for my buddy Thomas's wedding, but I was coherent enough to where I could keep my eyes open. Granted, I was doing the pee-pee dance at the altar, but it wasn't because I had to pee. It was because I had thought to myself, okay, don't lock your knees because if you do, you're gone. And you're already,
Yep.
feeling.
Never lock the knees.
You're
no.
already feeling good. Don't feel worse.
So true.
So I'm like, all right, well, bend those knees. So, but yeah, and then also the girl that I walked with, she kind of had to drag me down the aisle,
Oh my goodness.
mainly because I was just kind of like
Out of
1,
it.
2, 3, 4, left, right, toe, heel toe, But yeah, and of course, it was a great time because we had flasks in our jackets, straight liquor, and yeah, I could definitely tell you this: taking photos after the wedding, after the ceremony, don't even remember any of them. Granted, it was like a couple of years ago, but still don't remember any of them. But the bride and the groom still laugh about it today, and we all joke about it and stuff like that. Nobody threw up,
See, so then no one can get really upset.
but I mean, I'm sure they look back and be like, "Oh my God, remember when they threw up?" And all that. And then, so I'm sure they'll laugh about it. You never know. I don't know. So, but yeah, you've been doing that, and it's just so interesting to see that. I mean, it's very busy. Like, how long do you think you'll be doing weddings? Like, I mean, have you done other stuff besides weddings?
I do anniversary parties, birthday parties. Yeah, I do it all, but weddings are what I specialize in. I love it and
Right.
do many of them.
Yeah. I mean, you never know because my dad's retiring. Oh God, I don't know. Maybe in 3 years. Who knows?
He deserves it.
Maybe longer.
He works hard.
Yeah, right. So figure, big retirement party, but we'll see. So and then I mean, I just got different ideas to throw at you about different parties, but we'll have to see if somebody's into that kind of party. So how long do you want to be doing the weddings and the different event plannings
Probably for as long as I can.
Right.
Yeah, I just truly just love it. I have a lot of fun with it as long as I'm not standing in it too.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I mean,
but luckily most of my friends are now married. There's like a handful that aren't. So I'm like, okay.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, so event planning is a little bit better than doing, of course, both. But now, why is that?
What?
The event planning, like what makes it so fun?
I love meeting new people. That's like my biggest thing. I love meeting new people and learning, different cultures. And it's like everyone does their weddings different. They're like different beliefs. And, I'll go to super religious weddings and it's like an hour of like praying at the altar. And then there's ones where you're in and out in 5 minutes. I'm like, that's fantastic.
It's like, do you? Yep. Do you? Yep.
Yes.
All right. Kiss the bride, my man.
Yeah, I just love it. I love people and I love being part of people's special day.
Now, what fascinates me is so my buddy Austin and Angela and his fiance Angela, who I walked down the aisle with at my buddy Thomas and his wife Haley's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting married, and Austin was saying, "We got to do this one dance. It's an Italian tradition." And I'm watching it, and I'm like, "All right, looks very traditional, very
What is it
Italian.
called?
I forget what it was
Oh.
called, but they're like in a circle and they hold hands and they go in a circle
Oh,
and they get
yes.
pulled in and they got to do like a certain dance or whatever.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah. So supposedly it's an Italian tradition, and I was like, yeah, it looks fun. Yeah, go for it. But Angela didn't want any part of it, so who knows if it'll happen or not. So it's up to them. So, but yeah, I mean, seeing the different types of weddings is very fascinating, and it gives you different ideas to share with other couples, and different, like say, the bride and groom as well as the bridal party come out to like different entrance music, at the reception.
Yes.
And I mean, that's almost like a entrance song to where they can just get down and have fun with it and everything. And and then you got the generation dance where you find out who's got the oldest
Those
marriage.
are my favorite.
Yeah,
that is actually my favorite dance.
yeah. And a lot of weddings nowadays, they're not doing the garter toss anymore.
No, they're not. And it's actually really, really common. And like money dance used to be really, really popular, and that's not anymore.
What's the money dance?
Well, it's like the bride and groom, and they like literally people like give them money as they like go around, but it's it's uncomfortable for a lot of people too. But that's like kind of not really popular anymore either.
Yeah.
Yeah, and cake cutting, a lot of people don't even want to do that anymore, and they're just opting out for like donuts, and there's like a donut wall, and there's no cake at all.
Yeah,
and
my friend Rihanna, when she got married, I think they did a cake cutting, but it was like a little mini cake.
yes,
Right. But for everybody else, they had those like little cake balls on a stick.
yeah, very cute.
Yeah, yeah. But it was like, in the way that it was decorated, it actually looked like an actual cake.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
So they just went and like pulled it out.
Yep. All you gotta do is just
Okay.
pull out the different cake balls that you want and eat it right on the stick and toss the stick out. So I think that was a lot better than just having a slab of cake and then be like, all right, happy wedding.
Yes.
Instead, if you get a little hungry, you want a little bit of sweet tooth, head on over to the cake table and grab yourself a little cake pop or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, with the cutting of the cake, why are people not wanting to do that? Is it to reduce costs or
Reduce costs? Cake is a huge cost that people have. You'll go to cake testing and then they'll like look at this cake and they're like, oh my gosh. And then you find out it's a $1,200 cake and they're like, what? I wasn't expecting that.
$1,200 for a cake?
Oh, I've had crazy amounts of money that people have spent on cakes.
What's the highest?
I have a picture of it actually. I'll have to show you it. It is super tall. It was like $8,500.
What in the hell?
I'm telling you, this thing like soared to the freaking ceiling. They're big money family. It was gorgeous.
Oh, there it is. Big money family.
Yes.
Big ass cake.
Yeah, I mean the flowers. Oh, that's like my favorite like thing is I like the weddings that are like so basic that they have just like they're in the barn and have the little sunflowers. But then when you go into the ones that are like floral everywhere and you're like, this is beautiful,
Right.
It's like I love them both.
Now, what do you hate about weddings?
What do I hate? I hate when is that supposed to mean stripping?
No, not stripping. I know that you've told me this multiple times. It's the what's the straps.
The straps.
Yeah,
the
belt
bra straps?
No, not the bra straps.
Oh no, because that's what I hate about weddings. I don't give me a strapless dress because I have to have bra straps.
No, Jesus.
I don't know. You're like lifting up what?
The straps that hold the pants up for the groomsmen.
So if
Bra straps, get the fuck out of here.
No.
What?
Girls will understand this. I'm telling you, if you are big chested and you have to go wear a strapless bra, it is not a fun day for you. You don't feel comfortable. You have to be really careful. You're constantly pulling your dress up.
All the girls that have big titties are like, preach, girl.
Preach. They were
Preach.
like, she knows what she's talking about.
Preach.
It is so true. It is not fun.
I get it. Actually, no, I don't, but I can empathize, I guess. No, but the straps for the guys, I forget what they're called. You know what I'm talking about though?
Yes.
Okay.
So I was stood up at my friend's wedding, and it was so hot that day. All the guys were sweating, so they had the white cream shirts on, and then they had like the brown leather straps, and it stained their shirts because they were sweating so bad. And so then they all had to like buy that shirt. Like they now owned it because it got stained.
Congratulations, boys. You won a free shirt.
So,
Thank your sweat for you.
I actually don't like bow ties.
Really?
Yes, I don't like them.
Hmm.
I like a tie, just not a bow tie.
See, a tie would look good, but I've kind of thought about, like say the groom has a tie and then the groom's men have bow ties.
I mean, it's done a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of weddings like that, and just personally, I don't like bow ties.
Mm. Now, is there a specific reason why, or?
I just don't like the look. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I know when I got married, I was like, no bow tie. That was like my only request, no bow ties.
Yeah. You think bow ties are more suited for prom?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great way. Yes, like a high school dance.
Yeah.
Because most of them do wear bow ties.
It's very youthful.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Interesting. Well, we are going to take a real quick break, and we'll be right back. Okay, so you just dropped the bomb on me while we were on break. So the wedding that had the stained shirts because of the leather straps, is that right?
Yes.
What ended up happening?
So this like summer, I find out that they're no longer living together. Mind you, it hasn't even been 2 years. So I said, oh my gosh, what's going on? She's like, yeah, I'm just filing for divorce. So she filed for a divorce. I'm like, was it the shirts?
Ladies and gentlemen, do not get the straps.
Don't get the straps.
If you're getting married, do not get straps on a hot summer day because it will end in divorce. What the fuck do I know? I'm not even married. So, mother of 4 boys.
Yes.
God bless you.
Yes. God has blessed me. He sure has.
With a sure bunch of penises.
Yeah.
So, you've kind of you grew up with sisters, correct?
Yes.
All sisters.
All sisters.
And now
almost all my cousins were girls, and
Right.
the boys were the older ones. So then I get blessed with 4 boys, and I'm like, Jesus, take the wheel. I don't know what I'm doing. What is going on? Every day I'm like, I think to myself, like, WTF several times a day.
Yeah, you're learning something new every day. And I mean, are you happy to be a boy mom?
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, especially having a high school student and then seeing the high school girls. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. You knew what I needed, because I am not cut out for that at all.
Yeah. Why?
Just cattiness, the way they dress, the way they act. I'm like, I would have been buried in the backyard, literally.
Yeah. Well, also, from kind of what I've understood is from having a father who is a high school teacher, it's just today's kids, I think,
They're just
and the parents
disrespectful.
and the parents are no better.
They're not. But the problem is with parents these days is they're so focused on wanting to be their
Best friend.
Yes, they're
and-
friends, and they're not parenting them. And then you have these disrespectful kids running around. And me, who's trying to raise these great human beings, I'm doing the best I can. But when you're in an environment with them for 8 hours a day and you're seeing it, it's going to rub off in some way.
Yeah.
Christian's like my golden child. Like, he never gets in trouble, anything like that. Cody, those bad, rotten ones rub off on him because he keeps me on my toes, that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and it sounds like all your boys are just absolute lady killers. Not actually killers, but you know what I mean.
Cody is my my one that keeps me up at night.
Your heartthrob.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, he knows it. And like, the moms will be talking to me and they're just like, oh, Cody and these girls, everywhere I go, the girls are talking about Cody. I'm like, it's best if we just don't talk about it because it's keep making me like stress out at night over it.
Yeah. Now, I mean, is it because he's just a good-looking kid? He's on the football team. He wrestles. He's athletic. He's very popular. Like is he just like Mr. Smooth or something like
Yes.
that? Oh, he's smooth
Yes.
too, huh?
Yes, he is. He's just got this great personality. He's like so funny. And one of the moms was just talking to me the other day, and she's like, "What I like about Cody is he doesn't act different in front of me than he does with his friends. Like you get what you get with Cody, so you
Right.
just know who he is. He's just this goofball, funny kid."
Yeah, and I saw that he was put up to a dare.
Yes. So like that's what I'm saying with him. I'll never know what I'm going to get from him. They were, screwing around, went past a dance studio and we're like, oh, let's look at chicks, typical,
Typical boy shit.
typical boy stuff.
Yeah.
And then they ended up walking into the dance studio and we're like, oh, there's pizza. We'll let you guys teach us a dance for pizza. Next thing I know, this dance teacher like posted online. I'm like, of course, Cody, you find
So wait, they walk into the dance. Here's what cracks me up. They walk into a dance studio thinking, "Ooh, chicks," and then all of a sudden turn and it's like, "Ooh, pizza." They started thinking with their bottom head and then with their stomachs.
It's like Cody is just so much fun. He keeps life entertaining. He's my bud and he's funny, but I definitely worry because the girls are after him. Especially this last one he just broke up with.
Is that the one that had your number?
Yes, that would like text me. She was crazy. And I can say that. I'm only saying bad things about kids. This one was absolutely certifiably crazy. It'd be like
She was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
Yes. I left the concession stand one night. It's like I get a text from her at 8:30. I didn't check my phone till like 9:45. And she said, "Can you wake up Cody?" And I was like, "I'm not home. I can't wake him up." And at that time it wasn't like a big deal to me because it was like 8:30 at night. By the time I get home, it's 10 o'clock and I'm like standing on the top of the stairs and I'm talking to Kenny and I hear a girl's voice. And I was like, "Who's here?" And he's like, "Nobody." I'm like, "There's a girl here. I hear her voice." So I go downstairs to like Cody's room, like, ready to kick the door down.
Right.
He is dead asleep on his bed and she's on FaceTime like trying to wake him up. Like that whole time she was on the freaking like phone watching him sleep. I'm
Right.
like, that's crazy.
Now, here's what's funny. You're like, how do they FaceTime each other and fall asleep?
Yes.
You're like, how? And my mic just wanted to go out, so I think it's how it's bent. But like I was saying before, yeah, it's very normal. My brother JT and his girlfriend, they used to do that all the time. So I mean, but like, you really think she's like crazy though?
Oh, she's crazy because they are now broken up. But what was the crazy thing is Cody ended up having a sleepover. He had like 9 kids spend the night.
Right.
So
all boys?
All boys, yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. And they were there till like 3:00 the next day. So I had the 9 kids over for like 24 hours. So I was like, all right, Cody, it's time to like have your friends go home. We're gonna do family time. And then I'm getting text messages from his girlfriend. She's like, "Can I come over?" And I was like, "No, I've had kids here all day." And she's like, "Well, you said I could come over on Sunday." I was like, "I said you could, but Cody decided to have 9 kids over and now we're doing family time." She like had her mom calling me. I was like, "Oh my gosh, you are 13 years old. Like, what are you like? Who do you think you are?"
See, that almost makes me want to call my mom now. Actually, let's call my mom.
She would say that is crazy.
Well, let's find out.
And then the next day, Cody broke up with her. I was never more relieved. I was like, she's crazy.
My mom has had my fair share of women things, and she's had to talk to me and be like, "You need to, not talk to this girl." But I'll tell the story in a minute. But let's call my mom.
Your mom will agree.
Let's find out. Hello?
Hi.
Hey, I got Erica with me. We're doing an episode on the podcast, and we just had a quick question for you.
Okay.
All right. So Erica, can you hear her okay?
Yeah, I can hear her.
Yeah, okay. So Erica has a little story to tell you about this girlfriend that her son was dating. Now, granted, her son is in 8th grade, correct?
Yes.
So he's in 8th grade, and he was dealing with his girlfriend, who was a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. So,
Yes.
kind of explain that.
So his girlfriend would call me late at night on school nights, 11 o'clock, telling me, "Wake up, Cody. I need to talk to him." And I was like, "No, that's not going to happen. You need to stop doing this." Then one day, she asked if she could come over on a Sunday. I said yes, but then Cody had friends stay the night, so they were there real late. And I was like, "Okay, we're done with all these extra kids here for the day." She had her mom call me, yelling at me that I had told her daughter that she could come spend the night, not spend the night, spend the day there, and I said no, not anymore. They thought like they could guilt trip me into allowing this girl to come to my house.
Wow. 8th grade?
8th grade, and so she's 13 and my son's 14. And I told Matt that's not normal behavior. What?
Well, I can't believe the mom called.
Yes. Crazy. The whole family was crazy.
Well, the apple doesn't fall far from that tree.
Exactly.
So if one of us, I mean, granted, now JT and Casey used to fall asleep on FaceTime all the time, and I'm pretty sure they still do, correct?
Yes, even when you guys were younger, that was a thing.
Well, not when I was younger.
Well, no. Zach and JT did that probably.
Yeah, I do not like that. I'm like, you are way too young to be like this serious in a relationship. Like, this girl doesn't need to be watching you sleep. That's
Now,
just crazy.
Granted, she's a boy mom, so I figured I'd call you from one boy mom to another boy mom and see if there was like any similarities to where, you know, like you look at a girl and you're like, I don't know.
You can tell when they're crazy. They say don't judge a book by a cover. You can tell when they're
there
crazy.
was this one girl that did that was pretty crazy, and mom pretty much went to me and was like, she's not going to be the mother of my grandchildren. No siree.
Oh, is that the softball? Well, that girl just didn't have any class. She was very. Is that the softball one?
Yeah.
She was not a motherly type.
But
do I know this one? Have I heard this story?
No.
Is this new?
It's not really new,
okay.
but yeah. But no, I mean,
she was very low class, that girl.
Yeah.
She's gonna be a doctor.
Yeah.
She won't be. She's not classy enough. And she obviously wasn't smart enough to talk like she was talking the very first time she met the guy who she's dating parents.
Yeah.
She was not a smart girl.
But back in high school, junior high, I mean, did you really have to worry about, us at all or anything like that?
Yes, absolutely.
See?
Because let me tell you, those girls in junior high are whacked.
Yes.
Because it was the girls in junior high that started sending nude photos to boys.
Yes, and it's still now. They still do it. You have to check your kids' phones these days because the girls are nuts.
Yes, there was a whole parent thing warning that went out from the junior high to all the parents to check your kids' phones, to talk with your kids and make sure that they know that this could get them in real trouble and yada yada. And it seemed to be mostly the girls that were really super boy crazy and super over the top in junior high.
Well, it used to be the boys that would be chasing the girls, and now it's the girls that are chasing the boys. Yes, that's what everyone says.
They were really out of control, junior high teenager girls.
So who's happy that their boys grew up?
Me.
Am I going to survive it? I have a long way to go. I'm just hanging by a thread right now.
There's a lot of different stages of worrying.
Yes. That's why I tell Matt all the time. He's like, you worry too much. I'm like, you have no idea the things that cross my mind.
Parents will always worry. I just always, any new thing that came out, that I learned about, I just would make sure that I told my kids about it. Hey, have you guys heard about this? You know, you're not supposed to do this. This is dangerous. Especially when all of those silly challenges were coming out.
Yes.
Yeah.
They still are coming out.
Yeah, those they're instead of what was it? It was like YouTube challenges. Now they're
It's
TikTok challenges. Yeah.
Yeah, so those were dangerous. So I would hear on the news about certain things that were happening going on, and I'd be like, hey, you guys, have you heard of this thing going on? And if they did, I'm like, okay, well, this is not okay. This could hurt you or whatever, you know.
Yeah. That's exactly how I am with.
Stay up with all the things that are going on in that age world, you know.
That's why I'm like so active in the school. So like know, you know, what's going on,
Yes.
what the kids are, what kid is, you know, the one that my kid should be staying away from.
Yes, that's really good too, because if you're active in the school talking to other parents and other teachers and stuff, you'll find out about things that are going on in the school and who the troublemakers are and stuff like that. So you'll know what to talk to your kids about.
And of course, kids talk and everything. So
yeah.
Yes, but parents are the ones that need to know so that we can have talks with you guys, educate you on what's safe and what's not.
Absolutely.
To bring things to your guys' attention that you might not realize could be harmful to you. Because a lot of kids, like all these challenges things, they just think that it's funny or whatever and don't realize that some of these challenges could really be harmful to you.
Yeah. And it's just like a different time. I'm like, I always say I was like raising kids in the wrong generation. Like I should have been a 50s mom. I don't like all the electronics. I don't like Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube.
You just wanted
gaming.
to be
like I don't like it. But I am the parent that I don't care. Call me crazy. I'm checking phones every day and I can see where they're at and Life 360.
That's not crazy. That's a responsible parent right there.
You just wanted to be
okay. And it's okay to only allow your kids to be on a certain social media if they allow you to follow them so you can see what they're posting.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
I remember that.
Because you know what? If you don't want your mom on your social media, then that means you're posting stuff you shouldn't be posting, and therefore you shouldn't have a social media.
Absolutely.
Honestly, it shouldn't be the parents. It should be like have the grandparents, you know, because that's when I post stuff. Like I wonder, I'm like, are my grandparents gonna see this?
They're like, Matt, what are you doing?
Right, exactly. So mainly I just post stuff like, oh, this is what's going on with me or something about the podcast or whatnot. But it's just funny because I'm like, all right, this is hilarious. And it's adult and it's very adult humor. Not going to share it on my post, but I'll share it with friends and stuff like that over Messenger. So.
Yeah. I just think that's part of being a responsible parent.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but all right. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Love you.
Good to talk to you. Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
She's so cute.
Yeah.
Told you she would say it's crazy.
I know. Okay.
So he's single now. We'll see how long.
Yeah.
He wanted to go work at the rink, and
that's not a bad first job.
Until he said, "I can't wait to see the ladies," and I was like, "You can go work at the Dairy Queen."
Dairy Queen I had an ex that worked at the Dairy Queen.
He's got a couple of friends. He really wants to do that. Well, he wanted to go to McDonald's, but speaking of those challenges, this summer they had that Grimace shake or whatever, and there was a challenge to pour the shake on you. So Cody and his friends.
What the fuck?
Yes. I find out because my son has video
these
of
different challenges, like, are they made by morons?
Yeah, yes, they have to. And then my moronic child went and did the challenge in the McDonald's parking lot and poured the shake on them and then went back like 2 months later like, hey, can I get a job? And they're like, hey, weren't you the kid that poured the shake in our parking lot? Like, Cody, come on, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he could always be a busboy.
He could. He wants to be a chef one day.
Well, I mean, that's a beautiful. I mean, when I used to work as a waiter at Red Robin, I used to wait tables. But I mean, those busboys make bank.
Do they?
I mean, for teenage high school or,
Yeah.
whatever kids, granted he'll have to wait a while. I think, come like 16, he could probably work there, but then also he'll be playing football and stuff like
That's
that.
what I'm
So
just like, there's just such
wrestling,
a small window to
right.
work
Yeah.
with these kids.
I mean, with football, he could always work the weekends,
but
which
they have
is where it's
practice
top
on
dollars.
weekends.
Yeah, it looks like he's not going to be having
That's
a
how I
job
was
for a
like,
while.
you have to have a very small window where you can work, and if you're student
Just-
athletes, you're
just ha-
student first.
Just
so.
have him go old school. Just have him mow lawns and shovel driveways and stuff like that.
He's willing to do everything. Where then Christian's the oldest, and he's just like, no, I focus on school and do my sports. He's never even mentioned
Nothing
wanting
wrong
a
with that
job.
either.
Nope.
I mean, I my first job I got when I was a junior in high school. I was 17 or let's see, I was about 16, 17 years old, and football season was a little hard on that because I practiced during the week, played on Fridays, and then on the weekends I would work. And then when football season was over, I kind of had to catch up on the knowledge part of it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when Christmas season came, it was at the mall. It was in the food court is where I worked, and it was Charlie's Grilled Subs. That's what it was. Good ass subs, by the way. Good subs, good fries, all that fun stuff. If you ever see a Charlie's Grilled Subs, definitely go there and check it out because they got some good stuff. But anyway, yeah, so I had to catch up, and it just wasn't working out because also then my schoolwork was kind of affected by it. But yeah, and then I didn't work text wise,
Yeah.
I more worked under the table, did some small jobs for teachers and stuff like that, which they appreciated, and so it was great. But yeah, back to what my mom was saying about or as my stepdad says, softball girl.
Yeah, let's hear this story.
So I dated this one girl for not too long. We went on a couple dates, and it was very nice, I guess. And she kind of was a little edgy, and I was like, okay, she's a little edgy, but she's cute, and we get along and have fun together. And so I had she wanted to come to one of my softball games, and so I was like, all right. And she came, and then not only did my mom and my stepdad played, so not only did my mom go, but my dad also wanted to go watch my brothers and I play, and so both parents were there. And I was like, God damn it! I was like,
day to meet the parents.
I'm like, we haven't even been. I'm like, we've technically been on a second date, and you're already meeting my parents. Now, granted, my rule is it's got to be 3 months or longer till you meet parents. Now,
That's a good rule.
yeah. So I mean, but with this situation, it was a little harder. So I was like, fuck. I'm like, all right. So I introduced her to my dad and my mom, and she met my mom first, and things went fine, and then she met my dad, and my dad was giving my brothers a hard time about something, and I guess she got really protective of my brothers. I don't know why, but then she just kind of stormed off and came to me because I had walked away because we had this like championship belt for people that like had a good game or whatever, who had the best game. And so I was handing that to one of the players, and all of a sudden she comes storming over, and she's like, your dad's a fucking prick and blah blah blah, your dad is this, your dad is that, fuck him, and he could just suck my clit, and did the suck it sign.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Did your parents see this happen?
My mom and stepdad were watching this, and my stepdad was
He
laughing,
probably dying of laughter.
He was laughing hysterically. He was laughing hysterically, and my mom was just like, like nothing was coming out. Her jaw just dropped, and everybody's jaw that was around us jaw dropped.
That's a no girl, Matt.
Right. So, and it was coming up on 4th of July and stuff like that. And my mom's like, yeah, that's never going to be the mother of my grandchildren. I was like, noted.
Noted.
So I pretty much was like, okay. So I had a call with her, and I'm like, yeah, you can't do that. And she goes, well, this is me. And I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah. Like, you can't.
Like, I'm not
like
one
that.
to.
You can be yourself.
Like,
but
listen, I'm not one to change somebody.
Yeah.
Or some or
But
be
you're just
like,
not for me.
yeah, exactly. Like we ain't connecting.
Yeah.
You know, like I got better manners than that.
Yeah.
So like if you're upset about something, like you can handle it way better than how you did it. So
Yeah.
not the greatest.
Absolutely.
But yeah. So I've had my fair share of interesting people. So now of course, you know, you're very involved with is it the boosters?
Yes.
So you're very involved with the high school boosters.
And the elementary school as well.
In the
I'm on
elementary
PTA,
school. Oh my
yes.
God, you are the PTA mom. Oh my God. You are literally leave it to Beaver, mama. No wonder you wanna, you know, raise kids in the 50s.
Yeah. I mean, all friends come over, they're like, you're just my like perfect example. My friend Sarah, she was over the other day, and the kids, Cody got home early, so he went and picked up the little ones from school, and they come in and I'm running tight shit. They'll all, you know, even the kindergartner pulls out his homework and he's sitting at the table, and she's like, you didn't even need to say a word. She's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what in the world?
Meanwhile, my parents were like, you got homework? Do I?
Yeah, no, but it's like you do your homework, I check it, and then that's what you do right in the door, and then you have the rest of the night to just relax.
Right.
So
Yeah, here's the good thing. I don't have to bring work home with me. That's the great thing about my job, is the fact that I can just come home, do what I got to do, and just maybe either relax, work on the podcast, work out, you know, everything except work. I leave work at work.
well, it was like funny because we went to conferences, and the teacher was talking, and she was like, yeah, you know, Caden's the only student that hasn't had one missing assignment and does all the extra credit. Kenny's like, I didn't even know he was getting homework, because by the time he gets home, everything is done. I'm
Right.
like, you have no idea how great you have it.
Now, how long does it take them to do their homework?
Kindergarten is, 15 minutes, and then we do 20 minutes of reading before bed. And
Do
then
they read or do you read?
well, Caden, who's in second grade, he's reading now, but Carson, I'm teaching him to read, so it's more I read a page, and then you want to go back over it and try to read this page too, doing sight words and stuff.
Right. So now with the older two, like how long does homework take?
For them, a Christian, probably like an hour.
Yeah.
That was the one thing I liked about football is after school they had like an hour to get it done. So
They do? Okay.
Yeah. So he would come home and really only have to study for a test, because he's like my he's always like, I gotta do this for school. I worry about it. Where Cody, I don't know what that kid does, but he's like half the time he doesn't have homework, and I check Power School. That's the only thing I like about the technology, is I can literally see what assignments due tomorrow and what you got on it as soon as it's graded.
Right. And does he have good grades?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I can
So
pull it up right now.
So he, I mean, you don't have to pull it out right now, but the fact that he's the funny thing is, like, Cody does some interesting stuff. Like, what was that whole thing at lunch where he had like the whole stack of food?
Talk about challenges. They challenged him to eat like 10 lunches, and he did.
Okay, now that's a good challenge. I like that challenge.
He's like, I'm bulking up for wrestling and football. And
Absolutely. Yes, Cody. Yes.
So I was like, you just never know where you're getting with that kid. And
No,
all
see,
his
the
friends
ten-
will
the ten-
text me these pictures. And I'm
yeah.
like, what is my child doing?
See, the 10 lunches thing, that can be a challenge. And because even grown men do that challenge. Okay. Like, my dad was dared to eat like 4 really, really hot wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. And I forget who it was. It was like a buddy of his or a coach or somebody said, if you eat, 6 wings of the hottest sauce, your beer, whatnot, is on me. He ate all 6 and everything, and yeah,
he's ready for the challenge.
See, now that's a good challenge. But like pouring milkshakes or like doing the Tide Pod challenge, you're just an idiot.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, if they ever did that. Oh. Yeah, hopefully that.
Yeah, I think that died out. I'm pretty
sure.
sure that died out, but you never know. So, but the good thing is that you're at least raising your kids right, and that that you're keeping them on the straight and narrow.
I'm trying.
Of course they're gonna bump against the walls of that straight and narrow line, but
Well, I feel bad for like Christian and Cody because I'm like, I'm learning, but then come Carson and Kaden, I'm gonna be a pro. So
See,
I'm
yeah,
like,
and that's another thing to where the oldest is usually the guinea pig. I can definitely say I wasn't the golden child, and my brothers definitely learned as because there were only three of us. But of
Mhm.
course, whatever stupid thing I did, they're like, okay, not gonna do that.
yeah.
So it just worked out that way to where
And the
I
oldest
was the
always
guinea
have
pig.
it like the hardest too.
Yeah,
And then
very
come the
much
baby,
so.
like
Very much
I
so.
tell everyone that come over, I'm like, do not let Carson's 5-year-old size,
Right.
fool you. He runs this house.
Right. Now, how is it a loud household or?
No, I actually have a very quiet house.
Oh.
I'm zen. I don't like, yelling and chaos and
Like Yamaste.
yeah, it's pretty quiet. I mean, usually when of course, as a mom, any mom will tell you this, she'll pick up the phone and the kids are like, Mom. And then it sounds like a freaking zoo's going through the house.
Right.
And as soon as you get off the phone, it's crickets. It's like when the moms get on the phone, they just want to ask questions
I
or
gotcha.
fight.
Now, before we go on another quick break here, you're definitely learning how to deal with teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the most funniest texts that I got from you was your
Which one? Because I have a lot.
your oldest had a box of tissues by his bed, and you're like, and he doesn't even have a cold.
Yeah, that was a very devastating day. Okay,
Like,
I was not okay.
I'm like, oh, honey, you don't even know.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I was like, this is what? No.
Did you ask him? You're like, do you have a cold?
No. I took the Kleenex box out and they were
Do you ever come to you and be like, Mom, where's my tissue box?
No, but I was like, I'm taking that out. Nope, not happening.
Oh, alrighty. Well, we're gonna take another quick break. I don't know what it is, but you want to keep telling me juicy stories during the break.
Because I don't do good playing this way.
So, just to end off on the kid's story.
So it's not easy raising boys, okay? And you just hear all these crazy things. So one night it's like, I worked in the concession stand. I'm so dirty. I just like run home. And the first thing I do is like get into the shower. So I literally like jump in the shower where I like slid in the shower and like fell down. And I was like, these better not be my grandkids. And I just slipped down.
Because it was a white, clear substance.
White, clear all over the bottom of the tub. And then Kenny comes running up. He's like, oh no, I got a new body wash. And I was like, it better be a freaking body wash because it was like thick consistency and I was not happy. I was like, sir.
Oh my God.
It's not easy raising boys. I'm the only girl, okay?
Oh boy. Yeah, again, God bless you. So I wanted to say this, but hopefully she is listening to this episode. Our good friend Rachel is her birthday today.
Yes, happy birthday, Rachel.
Happy birthday, Rachel. A little shout out on the podcast to Miss Rachel. However old you're turning, you don't look a day younger than 25. So who knows? So now it is. I want to do this little thing. I thought this would be hilarious, but I'm gonna need your phone real quick.
Where the heck? Oh, here it is. Okay. Do you need it on or just hold it?
Just put it to the camera.
Oh, put it to the camera.
Okay. So Erica has a big fear of snakes.
Oh, what are you doing to my phone?
So she has a big fear of snakes, and I don't know what it is. I think it's just because I like pulling pranks or sending or just knowing I'm going to get a reaction out of somebody. I send her snake videos
all day,
nonstop.
Especially at night, right when I need to go to bed.
Right. And then, I remember like I sent her this gnarly snake video and she's like, you're lucky I opened this during the day, because she's like, if I would have opened it like at night, she goes, I would have had nightmares.
I really would have.
So I have these videos for you that are going to be interesting. And of course, now I have your phone to record your reaction and post on the Instagram and the Facebook page.
Oh no.
All right, here we go.
Oh heck no. It's gonna launch.
Will it? Will it launch?
Hope not. Oh no no no.
Come here.
No no
Got
no.
a king cobra going after a dead bunny.
Oh, those things, their faces are so scary. Oh my gosh.
Losing it, Jake.
Nope.
And you got a big old
This is by
python.
my parents' house, by the way.
Oh my God.
This is the biggest one caught, right?
Probably. I don't know.
Yes, this is by my parents' house.
Get this off.
I think it'd literally eat him whole.
Yeah.
It's done.
You did good. You did good.
I've gotten a lot better because, you know, you tortured me enough. You and my best friend Rob
Yeah.
send me videos all day
Yeah.
of it. And then I have Joe who'll send me like funny videos and we'll just sit there and like laugh our butts off over them.
So, like, when did your fear of snakes start?
I can tell you this, when I was in 3rd grade in Miss Woolsey's class. Well, actually, take that back. My fear comes from my mother.
Uh-huh.
We were walking in Dodge Park, and there's a little baby snake, and I was like 6 or 7, and she picked it up on a stick and threw it at me. Thought it was the greatest joke ever, and put a fear in me for the rest of my life.
But she's scared of snakes?
Not the way that I am.
Oh.
And she decided to move to like the snake capital ever.
Yeah,
you know,
she
in Florida.
moved to Florida.
And like the Everglades.
Right.
So it's crazy. But so that was where it started. Then they used to have where the animals came into the classroom, and I was in 3rd grade.
Oh, yeah.
And the big snake came in, and I was petrified. I'd never seen a snake that big, and
Right.
it was in the classroom. And I remember I was like trembling, and my 3rd grade teacher, she literally came, was like hugging me because I had my head down on the desk. I was just freaking out, you know. And then when I was in Girl Scouts, we were at Girl Scout camp, and they had Animal Day, and they used to have like all these coolers around. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go get a water. Like, oh, yeah, the white cooler. So I went to lift the white cooler. And, you know, you're little, you're not paying attention. And I lifted the cooler that had this big yellow boa in it. And I was never the same after that. I used to not even be able to look at books, like pictures. And I wasn't even able to go through the reptile house at the Detroit Zoo with my eyes open until I had kids, because I didn't want to put my fear into them.
Right.
So that was like basically becoming a parent I'm like, I don't want to, you know, make them afraid of snakes too.
Yeah. So you would never go into like a reptile like place at all.
So no. And then, like I said, there's the Reptarium over here in Utica. Have you ever been there?
I think so, yeah.
So you can like hold the snakes and everything. Well, my son went to a birthday party.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had a birthday party he was invited to, and went in there. I was beside myself, freaking out in there. And they were actually like, you know, they do a really good job in there. But I got to like the back, and I just told Kenny, I was like, go ahead of me. I don't want to turn into a snake, like, because they have them out and people are holding them all over the place. So like I turned the corner, and then there was like a freaking dinosaur on the floor. And I was like, what part of like not having animals out did you not understand? He's like, you said snakes. I was like, that includes whatever that thing is down there. It was like this monitor or something. I was like freaking out, and the work actually let me go out the back door, because I was like, I can't go through the front. I can't go down this aisle. I'm freaking out.
You're like,
and there was
petrified?
a big yellow boa snake at the end of the aisle that they were like having people hold.
You're like having flashbacks and everything of
Yes.
the cooler. Now, after that, I mean, did you always check coolers or something like that? Or
Oh yeah, I don't trust big coolers now because of it. I have a fear of coolers. Like, it's ridiculous.
Oh man. So, you know, knowing how goofy Cody is, if he were to take some fishing line and attach like a fake snake and then, you know, maybe hook it onto you or something like that, how scared would you be?
It will probably be the first time I'll slap him in his leg.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, he was telling me how him and his friends, they like go to Dodge Park to like the river.
Yeah.
And they like collect snakes, and his one friend brought a snake home. I was like, if you ever do that, you will literally live in the garage. Like, I will never forgive you if you do something like that. He's like, I wouldn't do that to you, Mom. But I like, no, it's like such a ridiculous, like irrational fear. But I have like nightmares of big storms and like if a tornado comes, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm 2 miles from the reptarium. If a tornado hits it, I could have snakes in my backyard. Like, these are the thoughts where my head goes.
So one thing's for sure, you're never gonna watch the movie Snakes on a Plane.
I actually have watched
You've
Snakes on
watched
the
it?
Plane. Yes.
Oh, that's probably your worst horror movie there. I don't even know if it's a horror movie.
No, the scariest snake movie to me is freaking Anaconda with Jennifer Lopez.
Oh yeah.
That movie is scary. Okay.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's look up Anaconda first. I'm sure you like the song. My anaconda.
Oh my God. This is such a trashy song.
Oh, yeah. Well, I also wanted to talk to you about something, but oh wow, it's a series. Here's Anaconda in 1997. Then you got
The
Anaconda.
original.
Yeah. Then you got in 2004, 2008. Number 3 is Offspring. And then you got Anaconda's Trail of Blood.
Yeah. That Anaconda movie like gave me nightmares.
Oh, I bet. Let's see the cast. Okay. Oh, star-studded cast.
Yeah, it really did.
Wow. Yeah, you got Jennifer Lopez, John Voight, who is Angelina Jolie's dad, Ice Cube, Owen Wilson, Danny Trejo. Dang.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
No.
What? You have to watch it now.
I think I've had like bits and pieces of watching that.
Dude, the guy like kicked
David Hasselhoff's in this thing?
It's crazy.
Morris Chestnut. Wow.
It's like legitimately scary.
Okay.
They blow up a wall and there's just thousands of little snakes just flying everywhere.
Now here's another star
and
study.
that's where my fear of a tornado comes from that movie.
Is it?
Yeah, they get blown away. I'm gonna have tornado comes and I have a bullet.
So
in my
Snakes on a
backyard.
Plane is a horror movie. It's a horror action. It was made in 2006. It stars Samuel L. Jackson, of course, with the big line, which I'll pull that up now. But while I'm pulling that up, I mean, you got, let's see, you got Kenan Thompson on there, Bobby Cannavale or Cannavale or something like that, Lynn Shay, David Koshner. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He was an anchorman. He was the guy that went whammy. That guy. So, yeah, I mean, there's not a big star-studded cast like there was with Anaconda.
Yeah, you have to watch it.
But
you'll see why I have my fear of things getting blown into my yard.
Let's see. Here we go.
Enough is enough! I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane! Everybody strap in! We're about to open some fucking windows.
Hell
And then
yeah.
all the snakes go flying out the window. It's been a long, long time since I've seen that, but yeah, I remember it now. It was the stuff on their lays. That's why the snakes were attracted to what was on their lays. On Snakes on a Plane.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You sure it wasn't because they were just fucking venomous and they were getting pissed off?
They were getting after whatever was on their lays. Like, rewatch it. I have to rewatch it, but I remember like the snake was like rolling down the aisle wrapped up in like the lay that they had.
I thought they broke out in the storage part of it.
Oh yeah, it was all part of it.
Something about horror movies, man. Like somebody does some stupid shit and then, and then all hell breaks loose.
I love horror movies, but not when it comes.
if it comes
Okay.
to snakes.
Not when it comes to snakes, but you know what's funny is I'm also terrified of gators. But Lake Placid, I will laugh my butt off of that movie. The lines in that are
What is it
so
called?
Lake Placid. Please tell me you've seen this.
No.
Oh my gosh, you have to watch this movie. It's got a Betty White in it.
Lake Placid. All right, I'll play the trailer. Lake Placid. Placid.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has existed since prehistoric times. It was worshipped by primitive cultures. It can kill a man with one crushing bite.
We heard a man was bit in half.
Any
Bit
recent
in
bear
half.
attacks? Bears don't attack people underwater. Probably a fever then.
What was that?
Whatever's out there who shot with this is dead. Oh no. Sheriff, how many deputies you got? You came here to help you find it. We can't let him kill it. Experience a few parts mystery. Do you have any theories why he's here? Honestly, I don't know. And a few parts missing.
It's a human toe.
Is this the man who was killed? He seemed taller.
Oh my God.
Bill
They say the
Pullman.
funniest line.
No! How much of a wacko is this guy? Bridget Fonda. Mother! Oliver Platt. Maybe he swam back out! Maybe not. I just have this feeling everything's totally safe.
Yeah,
This
right.
summer, the Earth's oldest
You
creature
have to watch
has
it.
just found a new home.
What's next?
Go under!
Why go under? Why go under?
Lake Placid.
It's good. You have to watch it. They have to say some funny stuff in it though.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it does look like it's got some funny lines in there.
It literally
It
you have
all
to,
seems like I'm safe, and then of course the big monster thing comes out of the water. I mean, the thing about those kinds of movies like monster things that live in the lake. I mean, it started with Creature from the Black Lagoon.
yeah, that's a classic.
Classic, love that
Yes.
movie. And then Jaws,
Another classic.
and of course, Friday the 13th. Granted, it's not. I mean, it's not really a monster movie, but yet it's like a slasher movie. But of course, he comes from the lake, quote unquote. Yeah, and then you got this movie and
Michael Myers is what I was scared of as a kid.
oh
My
yeah,
dad went on a trip and my mom rented Halloween H2O. I'll never forget it. And we watched it. I was so terrified. I actually that night moved my bed across the room so I could watch my door to make sure Michael Myers wouldn't come through my door.
which is interesting because you want to watch the original. I mean, I
Well,
watched.
the original is the best. But
Yeah.
at that time, that was my first scary movie I watched with my mom, which was Halloween H2O. And I was terrified of it.
Okay. Now, what's interesting is I haven't seen the first one, but I've seen bits and pieces and kind of yeah.
You have
And
to have like a Halloween marathon.
I want to get that on DVD. I really do. But when it was during Halloween time, I wanted to watch a Halloween movie, and of course, there was a bunch of them on Peacock. I watched the Rob Zombie ones, which are not the original, but they're still good. They have that Rob Zombie twist to them and
Just
everything.
way more gory.
A little bit, yeah, because back when Halloween was being made, I believe it was the producer or somebody that said we're not going to do gore, but we'll do like horror movie, no gore.
Yeah.
But yet the killings were iconic.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it turned
it's
out to be, a cult classic and spanning on multiple series and even this Rob Zombie spinoffs and everything like that. But it's fascinating. I mean, but with I watched the second one on Peacock.
The Rob Zombie one?
Well, yeah, but both Rob Zombie ones because he made 2. But I also watched Halloween 2.
Oh, so then The Hospital with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Correct.
That one's
Yes.
good too.
That one's really good. And I mean, there are a couple of funny scenes, and I mean, not funny, but like just kind of stuff where you're like, oh, okay, here we go. You know,
Like the hot tub scene.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes,
like, oh.
yeah. I mean, what cracks me up is the nurse. You know, she's getting undressed, and I mean, whoa.
Boobies in your face.
Booby, just hit it right in the face, yes. And you know, you get the boyfriend in the background, and he's getting the shit kicked out of him, and killed.
Strangled.
Yeah, and killed in the back, and she's just chilling in the little hot tub area, like little hot tub, and of course he cranks up the heat, and she comes out of the hot tub, and he comes up behind her and just goes, oh, I gotta go now, and turns around, and then he just starts dunking her head into that hot boiling water and just drowning her and burning the shit out of her face, and it's nuts. But it's just, I'm like, oh, kind of saw that coming, you know. But
and it's sad to me because the first and second originals are just so good, and then they just come out with this like,
oh, the third,
this last 3 that they made with Jamie Lee Curtis, and I'm just like, you ruined it. It was.
Did they ruin it, or did they
terrible.
tell a different story? Because there's also different storylines that you
To
can
me,
follow.
they ruined it. They ruined it. They went all Rambo with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh yeah, the heroine.
And then this last, like the one you all wait for this very last one, and then Michael Myers barely is even in it.
Really?
Yeah. Did you see the last one? Like
I haven't
new
seen the
one
last.
that just came out?
I'm really trying. Like I really tried. I've seen up until I believe 4 for Nightmare on Elm Street. I've seen. Let me think. Friday the 13th, New Beginning. So I'm like up there.
Yeah.
You know. I think it was like 7 or
There's
something like
a
that.
lot of Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Yeah. So
I
I mean,
definitely haven't
I've
seen
gone
all
up,
those.
you know, I've gone up quite a bit. I've seen Jason versus Freddy.
That's one good one.
And so I've watched those, but like as for Halloween movies, it's like I don't know why, but like all those movies are so scarce. And then the fact that Halloween 3, I was gonna watch it, but then there was
It's terrible.
no.
Don't watch it.
Yeah, but it was like another.
It's
It was like
there's
an.
no
It was
Michael
like
Myers
a.
in it. It's the
Except for like a
masks.
commercial.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the mask.
But it's so interesting because it's not like I think it was John Carpenter's like kind of other Halloween story or something like that. I don't even know. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get on the track of Halloween. I mean, I get the gist of Halloween 1. I mean, Rob Zombie did an incredible job with telling the original story of Halloween, and went, you know, pretty much kill for kill, you
Yeah.
know. So, and did very well at that. It was just kind of his like
his version.
yeah, I mean, it's almost like if you take like an artist, right? They make a move, or say like with Fast Car, right? It was originally made in the 80s, and it's a great song, and then Luke Combs took it and made it even popular.
That's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, that's probably the best example that I can bring, but yeah, I mean, all in all, it's really, really good. So, but yeah, I mean, but other than that, I mean, what are your plans for Christmas time? Are you guys planning on doing anything special, or
Next Saturday I have my sisters coming over. It's like my favorite day too, because my nephew is so cute. So are my nieces, but my nephew, like last year he came over and he's like, oh, Auntie Erica, your house is so pretty. He just like came and goes, there's lights on everything. It was so cute. It just like, oh my gosh, it was like the best day. So my sisters, they're coming over next Saturday, and we're just gonna have dinner and open presents and just hang out. And then the week following that is like super busy. But I try to do something fun every single night with the kids, whether it's making a Christmas cookie or watching a movie, going and looking at Christmas lights. We're going to do Huckleberry Railroad.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So with just the little ones, because, you know, the older two are too cool for that.
Yeah. And then they'll, you know, get older and then want to do cute dates, and then they'll go see
Go
the
do it
lights.
all again, and then
Yeah.
mom's gonna be at home all offended.
Right, exactly. I mean, one thing's for sure, I would love to go to Davison and check out that horse and carriage ride.
Yeah,
So that sounds pretty cool.
you can do that. You can get
Gone to the Detroit Zoo.
yeah, they do a really great job.
They do.
Yes. And then I heard Pine Knob, I think it is. They have like a drive-through Christmas light thing.
Yep, there's that too. Yeah.
So I was gonna look into that, see what that's all about.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things, this Christmas season to do. What's you and the family's favorite Christmas movie? Is there any traditions?
Well, Grinch.
Yeah.
The Grinch. And then for like the little with Carson, he loves Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
The original?
Yes. And then Cody, he loves Elf,
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, and yeah, but Grinch is mine. I love Grinch. We watch it all of them multiple times.
I was gonna say from the 1960s one and Jim Carrey one, and
the 2018 one is really, really cute. The cartoon.
it is very cute.
It's
yeah,
super adorable.
So now, which Grinch song is your favorite? Is it the original? Is it the Jim Carrey version? Or is it the Tyler the Creator one?
Original.
The original?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, but Erica, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It was an absolute blast.
Thank you for having me.
So, I mean, I hope everybody gets a kick out of this one, and and just enjoys the stories that were told and everything.
I just live a very crazy life with crazy boys.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's always very entertaining. So they will, like you said, keep you on your toes and bring more and more stories to hand. And so,
yeah.
But Erica, I hope you have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
So, but like I said before, you can check out Queen Christmas on the Instagram and Facebook page at Magnificent Podcast. And if you want to wish her a Merry Christmas, or have any questions or anything like that, you can leave a comment on the posts. Don't forget to give the social medias a follow, and like I said, email at magnificentpodcast@gmail.com. And until the next interview, we'll catch you on the Merry Christmas side.